Alright chaps, how you doing? Blondbassist. So, most of the comments from my last World War III video, which had some criticisms in it, could be summarized as the following. Excuse me, this game is early access, and therefore, criticism is not permitted. Okay, so in my last video, I basically said the gunplay isn't satisfying in this game. It's not satisfying to shoot stuff in this game, which it isn't. And that the movement is really clunky and not satisfying. So, what do you do for most of the game? 95% you move and shoot. 95% of the game isn't fun. So I kind of left it there. That triggered some fanboys, and one of the most common excuses that I was getting in the comment section that I've noticed in pretty much every other comment section when there's a video criticizing World War III is that it's early access. Therefore, you can't criticize the game because everything in the game is going to be fixed, especially the reload animations, which I've heard from comment sections that they are placeholder. Okay, I've not seen that yet on the developer's website. Maybe I missed that, but if I did miss it, leave it in the comments. But I've not yet seen that these animations are placeholder. These animations in this game, like I said in my last video, are some of the worst I've ever seen. I'm not going to... Why would I lie? That's just silly. These are terrible animations. This pistol isn't too bad, although you can see on the right hand his fingers actually clip straight into the pistol, which is a little silly. It's not the worst animation in the world. I've seen asset flips that do have better reload animations, but it's not like crazy awful. Anyway, what I did mention in my last video as well was that some animations are just hilariously busted, such as the reload animation on this gun, the SIG. Let's have a look at this. Yep, I'm not even sure what is going on. It's teleporting magazines that aren't even teleporting back into the magwell properly. There's other guns that reload like this. And you're probably thinking, it's just a reload animation. I mean, does that even matter? Who cares? Reload animations are a major part of what makes a weapon feel distinct, but also is what makes the weapon feel satisfying. Going back to the whole gunplay thing. Weapon animations tie into the gunplay. It's a major effect on how satisfying it makes the game feel. And when they are just awful as this, how do you excuse that? You can't. So that was my criticism. There you go. There's the melee animation. Yeah, I've seen asset flips, man, with better animations. You know, and animation quality is such a high bar now in video games that you can't come out and release a game like this and just get away with it anymore. Maybe like 20 years ago, like in early Counter-Strike days, yeah, maybe. But not in 2018. That's just pretty embarrassing. So, my point still stands. World War III is pretty much dead on arrival. The gunplay isn't that great. When a casual, curious person checks out this game, they look at some gameplay trailers. What do they see? They see clunky-looking movement, clunky-looking gameplay mechanics, and these awful animations. Believe it or not, animations really sell a game. Specifically, first-person reload animations. And, you know, I looked at the player count. This game's been out, what, just over a month? Yeah, about a month and a half now. And I think it's peaking at about 1,400 players, you know, daily. That's the peak level. So the population isn't looking super healthy, to say the least. And, yeah, I'm not just trying to dump on this game because I'm trying to be a dick. This game is in... You know, it needs a lot of work. It's in terms of it's kind of in trouble. I want to see really great looking animations. That's probably one of my main things. You get the animations in there, we can kind of sort out the rest. You know, and again, not trying to be mean, but you guys need an animator or a new animator. There's tons of great, you know, like animators, specifically first-person animators on YouTube, who do amazing work, like AAA quality, and they're not even been hired yet. So, this game has so much potential. I've been playing for a few more hours over the last few days. you know, kind of grinning and bearing the awful movement and gunplay. But I like the battle point system. You know, I like the armor system. I like the fact there's no classes and you can just customize your loadout. So if you want like a half medic, half assault, you can do that. You can take two SMGs if you want. That's cool, and it's all based on that weight system. I really like that stuff. But if the core of the game, you know, I like the icing on this cake, but the cake itself, it tastes like ass, and that's my main criticism of it.